to have to wait on the ones. We're starting with the twos, and there's a reason for that. We are starting with the twos and fours in this overall duel. 1, 3, and 5 will begin shortly, but we begin today's coverage with the twos and the fours. Again, this is a duel between UCLA and Cal Poly. The way the duel works is we have 5 courts going on. Whoever wins 3 of those courts wins the duel. This is an elimination match. It's a double elimination tournament. So whoever loses this duel, they are out of the event and their season is over. Each match, a best 2 out of 3 set match to 21 win by 2 in the first 2 sets. And if we get to a third set, it is to 15 win by 2. So now that we've got that out of the way and you're a beach volleyball expert, let's have some fun.
Let's do it.
Monkhouse and Newberry up 2-0 here to start. This is a junior and a freshman. Monkhouse a junior, Newberry the freshman. In fact, UCLA has no true seniors on their roster. The only team here that doesn't. They do have a couple of grad students, but no actual academic seniors. That's how different they are. I keep looking for the McNamara's.
Well, that's over. and that's a big loss, and a lot of the players talked about that. They want to make sure they're playing for them, for the legacy that they and others have made for them and what they taught them in the previous years. So yes, a big hole to fill, but they've done a fantastic job, especially with this pair in Leah Monkhouse and Devin Newberry.
Monkhouse, back to serve. She played her first 2 seasons at Hawaii, and this is actually her 3rd season with the Bruins. She's from Canada. In fact, Canada has been a country that is really coming on strong internationally in beach volleyball. Shaylin Lombard from Indio, California. She was 18 years old when she played in her first NCAAs. She has been on the beach for a long time. Came into college early.
David!
Point to Cal Poly. Lombard teaming with Amy Ozzie, who, if you follow this event, you're familiar with. Ozzie also a transfer from Hawaii.
They were saying that ball is outside the antenna.
Hold on. Let me talk to her.
We're going to get clarification of it.
Yeah, the up ref called the ball good and inside, but I thought I saw someone waving their flag that it was outside the antenna. We'll see what we see here.
She ran over, was that on the outside? You could see right away Cal Poly thought it was. And the point is awarded to Cal Poly. It's got to be so hard to officiate in this wind. It is very windy today. The wind starts to pick up this time of day, and you can see the flight of the ball change visibly. Nice shot down the line. UCLA up 5-2.
Well, this pair is just so good with their defense and how they transition the game. Just both of them together. Leah Monkhouse has been said to be kind of the coach on the court. She likes to think what the other team is doing, likes to analyze what she's seeing on the other side of the net. And even Coach Steinmetzger said he's never had a player quite like this that sees the games quite like Leah Monkhouse.
Monkhouse grew up in a home, obviously, where hockey was a big sport. Her mom did play college volleyball.
Get up.
Newberry.
Attention, players, officials, coaches. Please report to court.
Nice swing.
Well, and that's what you need to do is catch those edges when the blockers are pulling straight back. You have some room on the sidelines to catch them to the left or to the right. A nice swing by Cal Poly.
Lombard was Cal Poly's first high school beach All-American. Newberry splits it right down the middle with that heavy arm. And she's not that tall, but you can see the way she plays. She has long arms, and so she plays a lot taller than she actually is. She's only 5'10". Steinmetzger was saying she deceives a lot of opponents because of her reach and her arm speed. So we have started at the 2s. Remember, I told you there's 2 courts going on right now, the 2s and the 4s over at the 4s. Yesterday, you were looking forward to seeing Quaid play for UCLA because she was a star at Illinois indoor. Now they're taking on Straw and Johansson.
Starts off with a nice block by Quaid at the net. Yeah, it's just fun to watch someone that I've seen for so long in the indoor game transition to the outdoor game, and talking to Steinmetzger and how she's developed and how much she's worked on her feet and how different that is jumping in the sand, and how she's adjusted. It's just fun to watch them develop as they move from indoor outside.
In the first 2 sets, she changed sides every 7 points. 7-4 Monkhouse and Newberry in the lead now. The 1s, 3s, and 5s will be starting momentarily in the staggered start today. Point to UCLA.
Looks like there was a net violation on the side of Cal Poly.
9 minutes from now, we'll have 1s, 3s, and 5s joining this duel. UCLA trying to face LSU later this afternoon in an elimination match. So is Cal Poly. Still alive. How about that pursuit?
What a play on the side of UCLA. Both players just staying in it. A block at the net, but excellent coverage, keeping this ball alive in the deep pokey for the win.
You hear the consistent saying from all these players, one of the reasons they love playing beach volleyball is they feel like they're in a sandbox. So that was very much like a sandbox on that last play.
That's exactly what it was. It's so much fun. That ball was heading its way out of bounds, just drifting and moving.
Again, they will change sides every 7 points. Monkhouse and Newberry being talked to by Steinmetzger, the UCLA head coach that has been the orchestrator of these back-to-back national championships for the Bruins. Stein was an incredible player himself. He played indoor at UCLA. He was a 3-time All-American setter for the legendary Owl Skates. They won 3 national titles when he played indoor, and then he competed on the pro. Every year we learn more about sand talking to Steinmetzger than any other coach. He studies the sand on all the beaches they play, and this sand in particular is unique. Why?
Well, it's different. The West Coast, it's a lot deeper, so it takes you a little bit longer to get out of the sand. This is kind of a packed-in sand. It's called a jumper's beach. It's a lot faster, move around a lot quicker, and it's important for you to be a student of the sand when you're taking your teams to different areas of the country. How do you play in it? It changes how you move, and what to expect.
Over at the 4s, Murray and Quaid leading Straw and Johansson. And adjusting the line after that. Murray and Quaid have doubled up the score here at the 4s. 10-5. And this is one of those situations where you have the player Murray that grew up on the beach in California with the indoor player Jacqueline Quaid, who's a grad student from Indiana and was an All-American at Illinois. Quaid misses that serve. Quaid's getting her master's degree at UCLA right now in education.
Right, no one.
Quaid finds the opening, point UCLA.
I like that call by Murray. You can hear them. I love being able to hear them on the court talking to one another. Quaid calls behind. They make an adjustment and change the call.
You will definitely hear that. Ball rolled onto the court, so they'll replay it. I feel like I'm out on the public park. It's nice. So they'll replay that point. Murray getting ready to serve. Steinmetzger has nicknamed her the surgeon and textbook because she's so surgically accurate with where she places the ball, and she's such a student of the game. She's been a great tutor for Quaid. Nice shot.
That's a nice, easy roll shot over top of the block by Eleanor Johansson, lefty, which is a lot different to kind of track and watch that hand outdoors, but a nice roll shot over the top.
Cal Poly featuring with this pair the true blocker defender combination. Johansson 6'2", Straw is 5'7". Johansson also a lefty, which is a nice thing to be in beach volleyball with all that court to work with this lefty spin on the serve. Comes at you in a different way than what most people are normally used to seeing. A nice shot by Murray.
Megan Murray seeing the area of the court, but she plays excellent defense, but has lots of shots. She really has worked on her arsenal of shots and can move the ball around to transition for real points.
12-8 again. We're going to 21, win by 2. That's an ace. As that finds the inside of the line, and UCLA looking strong here at the 4s. So let's head over to the 2s where the lead has been reduced a little bit. You know, it's interesting with this pair, Salima, because with all the transferring and such, Monkhouse, who is for UCLA right now, used to play with Ozzy at Hawaii. So they're playing against each other today.
Well, there's so much of that connection when players move around, especially if they've gone indoor and now they're playing beach for an extra year. Big swing on the Cal Poly side. Huge swing.
That's Amy Ozzy now.
Getting fired up. Look at this. Just going after it right now.
Ozzy is working on a master's degree in quantitative economics. Just happy I could pronounce that correctly. I can't imagine that major. She wants to play pro beach volleyball and then work on in the business side of sports. Nice. That is absolutely hammered by Newberry. Newberry's definitely made a big impression so far.
Well, she's the same way. Has a lot of shots. She can hit the ball hard, but has excellent vision as well. And that's a nice rip cross court by Newberry.
Newberry, just a freshman from Santa Monica. Monkhouse, again, a Canadian. In fact, her favorite athlete of all time is a Canadian Olympic cyclist and speed skater Clara Hughes.
Get up there. No!
Oh, nice. Held on to it just long enough.
Big dig by Monkhouse, and then a transition roll shot, because that was a heavy swing again by Amy Ozzy.
Monkhouse is looking for her first win in an NCAA championship. She's 0 for 5 so far. Lombard sides out for the Mustangs. And it is 12-9, UCLA in front here in the opening set. We're getting close to having the 1s, 3s, and 5s join us in this elimination duel on a beautiful day in Alabama. Interest on the ESPN app. Of course, every court is streaming by itself on the app. We are going to the 1s. Emily Sunny and Macy Gordon have been the torchbearers for this Cal Poly team at the 1s. They're playing Savvy Simo and Lexi Denneberg. Denneberg, one of the most talented freshmen in the country. She's number 25 in white. And you'll see Megan Kraft, one of the other most talented freshmen in the country for USC at the 1s later today. Sunny and Gordon sure were fun to watch yesterday.
Well, there's just Gordon's fire, and Macy Gordon has so much fire, and you can't help but cheer for them and be excited for them, which is how she plays. And Emily Sunny, she's the calm one, but Macy can get her going and fire her up too. So it makes them a lot of fun to watch.
Sunny is the winningest player in Cal Poly's history. Denneberg serving. She hit it wide. Savvy Simo, who's going to go back to serve now for UCLA, number 11 for the Bruins. Actually, Denneberg's going to serve, but Simo is one of those players that thought her career may be over, and she decided to come back for that extra year as a grad student and kind of carry the leadership role that was vacated by the McNamara twins moving on. And she's done a fantastic job of that. She's the real leader of this UCLA team.
Well, and Steinmetzger said, you know, we may not be the same overall squad without her coming back. The importance of Savvy Sumo making that decision, coming back to UCLA, using her experience and leading these young players has been huge for them.
That's just too much power by Denneberg. I've been so impressed with just how much power this freshman has.
Well, she's got a heavy, heavy arm, a big jump, and she does everything so well at the net. And it's hard to remember that she's a freshman when you watch how she plays the game.
And a Floridian from Merritt Island, Florida. The joust won by Cal Poly. So they have played 7 points there. We've already got a set point at the fours now.
Why not?
It is set point UCLA. Straw and Johansson stay alive for the moment. But set point remains for Murray and Quaid. Again, the 2s and 4s started a little bit earlier than the 1s, 3s, and 5s, so they're ahead in the scoring. Set point UCLA. That's out.
Switch sides, ladies.
They're going to change sides. They switch again every 7 points. Still set point for UCLA in this elimination duel.
Straw and Johansson can make a run here, even if they can't catch up. It's a lot of room in this set to catch up, but they can make a push and get some momentum going into that second set.
Orlando, go. Here. Get on. Right. Go, ankle.
It's good. And Cal Poly has now won 3 straight points, but they still face 4 set points.
Well, I love the footwork and the movement by Straw in the back row, and on defense. She's just reading everything well and coming through there and transition with a nice shot.
Set point remains for UCLA. Ball got caught up in the wind, and UCLA secures the opening set at the 4s in this 2 out of 3 set match. When you win the individual match, you pick up a point for your team in the duel. Let's go back to the 2s where UCLA is getting close to winning the first set here. Let's see if Ozzie and Lombard can reduce this deficit even further. They just won that point at 17-14.
And Ozzie definitely trying to fire up her partner, Jalen Lombard working hard here to make a push.
Point Bruins. And UCLA up 18-14 here at the 2s. UCLA has defeated Cal Poly earlier this year. In order for UCLA to defend its national title, they have to win this and then beat LSU later today and then win again tomorrow.
It's a road to come back after you lose, and you're heading now down into the elimination bracket, working your way back up to that championship match.
We still haven't had a team lose its first duel and win the national championship. LSU could be the first if somehow they could keep winning. Nice shot that snuck over the net.
Lombard doing a nice job at the net, seeing the defense and them talking again to one another. He's telling her perfect set. That's the communication that has to happen. Those little things make all the difference.
Ozzie with the jump serve. Ace. That fell right inside the line. And Cal Poly still alive here as they change sides. Monkhouse and Newberry, 2 points from the opening set. UCLA won the first set at the 4s. That's the only match that has finished a first set. Amy Ozzie from Hiko, Maui. It's a small community on the island of Maui. She's the first collegiate volleyball player from that island, in fact.
Get up there. No way. No.
Good. Ozzy unleashes.
Just showing so much fire. That's what they love about her. She can get up, hit hard, but it's the energy and the fire afterward that gets her teammate fired up.
So Ozzy and Lombard cut the deficit to 2. Ozzy comes from a very athletic family. Her dad was a professional downhill ski racer and then went on to become a world-class windsurf racer. He is Canadian as well. He started windsurfing actually in Canada on the lakes, but her parents met on Maui through windsurfing. Her mom is a phenomenal athlete. She runs marathons, does big wave surfing, shortboarding, windsurfing, distance stand-up paddling. I mean, the genes in that family are quite impressive.
That's no joke there. I wish I could do all of those things, but I don't.
You could,
I mean, I could.
Just need to move to Hawaii.
That's the key. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Powers and Whitmarsh leading 10-9 here at the 5s. This is one of the pairs we haven't seen so far, as they started a little later. A couple of a freshman and a redshirt freshman in Powers and Whitmarsh enforcing that theme that this is a much younger UCLA team. They are the 2-time defending national champs, but a lot of what they brought here 2 years ago is gone. Roscoe and Ulrich for Cal Poly. Roscoe a redshirt sophomore and Ulrich a redshirt freshman. And this is a close one.
Both of these pairs, young players like you talked about, but both very disciplined and calm and cool under pressure. So this is going to be a tight one, I think, all the way through this entire match.
I think that's why we've seen upsets this year, because even though we have a lot of the same teams, there's so many players that have never played in this event before. And this event has a big-time feel to it.
It really does. You look around, you see all the people around you and how it's set up by the NCAA and just the environment on the beach. There's a lot to it.
Wind altering the flight of the ball in this rally, and finally Cal Poly handles it a little better.
It's a nice chase down.
And now quickly over to the 2s where it is set point UCLA. Monkhouse and Newberry have a chance to give UCLA another first set win. UCLA won the first set at the 4s. Again, we've got 5 matches going on. Whoever wins 3 of these matches wins the duel, and their season continues later today against LSU. Cal Poly scrambling. Well, they got out of system, then back into system, and made the most of it.
I love that high chop down by the line, and it's exactly what happened. Controlling that second touch, that's the key here. A beautiful set high and a nice chop down the line.
Still set point for the Bruins. Ozzy and Lombard, though, have closed the gap. We have seen one upset today, LSU taking out Florida State. LSU had lost 4 straight duels to Florida State this year, but they won the big one today.
What a fun duel to watch.
Coming up, LMU and USC. That is going to be Cal Poly's point, as it was touched on the way out.
Well, nice job again by Jalen Lombard out there on the left side. She does such a nice job moving the ball around, hitting that ball deep, and then, of course, catching the hand of the blocker to hit that ball and get a tool.
Set point remains for UCLA here at the 2s. She missed it. Went off the side of her hand. And so Cal Poly is hanging around now. They've tied the score. It's win by 2 from here on out. What a comeback.
This is a nice comeback. I mean, they're playing well, being smart with what they're doing, forcing UCLA, go ahead, they can make their errors here towards the end. If they can just stay on top of what they're doing. I see some of their teammates coming around.
Lombard put that serve up into the wind. Good. And another set point now for UCLA. Let's head down to Christine at set point for UCLA.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see Leah Monkhouse just get that kill. When they came out of the timeout, Leah looked at Devin and she said, hey, we got this, we're good, this is what we like. So they like having their backs against the wall a little bit and trying to close in this set.
Set point, UCLA again. Monkhouse. Monkhouse got the dig and then the kill, and UCLA has taken the opening set at the twos.
This was a big swing again on the side of Cal Poly, but a bigger dig and transition to finish. And they were just so calm and cool. Like Christine said, they look confident. They don't look excited. They didn't look flustered at all. They were confident in what they were doing.
There's Christine. Good shot of her in her spot on the court. Gulf Courts wins the duel. And right now, UCLA has taken the opening set at the twos and the fours. We are still first set on all the other courts. Over to the ones we go. Sonny and Gordon for Cal Poly against Simo and Denneberg. This has been close, Salima.
This has been close, and I kind of expected it. You know, there's so much fire in this team, this Cal Poly team at the ones, and so much experience on the other side with Simo and Denneberg, of course, how she's playing. So this is a match that could end up being close as well.
That is Denneberg siding out for UCLA. The Bruins up by 2 here, going to 21, win by 2 in this first set. Heard high line call. That's something you hear a lot of in beach volleyball. Mouse pushed it out.
That was the right idea by Denneberg, looking to send that over right into the deep corner and then just missed it.
Salima, just the way the game's played, this is your first experience watching this championship. What do you think of these beach players, comparing them to indoor players?
Well, you know, it's a different game, so you watch their overall game and their volleyball IQ is so high. So you have to do every skill well. Indoor, we specialize a lot, so you lose some of that, really getting the reps at serving, passing, digging, everything. You have to do it all. So that's a big difference. And just how they read the game. With only 2 players on the court, it's a huge difference. They have to see everything. Volleyball IQ is extremely high. Not that it's not high indoor, but just different, outdoor.
A lot of variables on the beach that you don't have on indoor, obviously.
It's a nice cut by Macy Gordon, snapping high across her body.
So they will change sides with Simo and Denneberg clinging to a 1-point advantage. We're going to 21, win by 2 in this first set. Each of these courts is playing a 2 out of 3 set match. And whoever wins 3 of the courts wins the duel for their team. Neither team has secured a point yet. All 5 courts still in action. We'll be turning it over to Courtney Lyle and Holly McPeak for the remainder of the day after our duel here. So we'll see the winner's bracket duel between LMU and USC. How about that? We're tied.
What a drop by Emily Sonny. Staying there, hanging tight, straight ahead, shuffles over, late drop into that angle, knows exactly where she's going with the ball.
18 apiece, going to 21, win by 2.
And roll. No. Go.
Simo. What a dig.
Man, no, it's right. Go.
And Simo can finally celebrate. UCLA up 1.
Love that hustle by Cal Poly. Emily Sonny and Macy Gordon just going hard on the other side of the net. Defensively, look at that. Up by Macy Gordon. And then Simo with her IQ and a little help from the net. Gets a little ball to fall.
Quick on your middle. Yes!
Good. Nobody there.
Really nice play. Going over on 2 and watching these 2 just do everything, work together, and how they've grown together as a team. Emily Sonny and Macy Gordon.
Critical point here. The winner of it will have a set point.
And right on. You're there. Nobody angle. Over. Left. Push line. Yeah!
And it's Cal Poly who secures the first chance to win the set.
What a shot by Emily Sunny there, ready to finish that rally.
(20-19) set point. Cal Poly will come back for the end of the set. Well, while they sit down, let's keep it going. Over to the fives now. It's deep in the first set here. Cal Poly again with a little lead here at the fives. UCLA has won the first set at the twos and the fours, but Cal Poly is threatening now at the ones and here at the fives. The threes are tied right now. Again, you can watch every individual court on the ESPN app. That's good. We're tied at 18.
Really nice shot to the deep corner.
Again, over at the threes now. Cal Poly just won that last point since I said it was tied. 18-17 Mustangs. UCLA takes the lead at the fives, and UCLA ties the score at the threes. Fives are on the left, threes are on the right.
We always talk about how important every single pair is. It doesn't matter if you're the ones or the fives. All of these are equally important. So these matches and these sets are going to be critical moving forward.
We're tied at the fives, 19 all. Cal Poly wins that point at the threes, 19-18. At the ones, it's set point for Cal Poly. So a lot of these sets coming to conclusion. UCLA's already won the first set at the twos and fours. Set point at the fives for UCLA. And we're tied at 19 at the threes. Left side of your screen, set point UCLA. The rally is underway. And it's UCLA taking the opening set at the fives. And now UCLA will have a set point at the threes. So we're going to go to the ones where they're up now. And the score is tied at 20. UCLA had a set point. They just lost that last rally. So we're back to being tied. It's win by 2 from here on out to win that first set. Set point again for the Bruins.
What a big play by Lexi Denneberg. Next set.
And the set is secured for UCLA at the threes. Sparks and Van Winkle just winning that opening set. So UCLA now has won the first set at the twos, threes, fours, fives. It's set point here at the ones. And Cal Poly says, not at the ones, not yet.
So that was a smart shot. You watch the blocker pull to the right side, and the left side defender wasn't quite over on that side of the court yet. It's a nice play by Macy Gordon.
So we're going to extra points here at the ones.
You see this move as they switch. Simo's not quite there as they're making their moves.
Macy Gordon ready to serve. That is perfect. There's that high beach volleyball IQ by Simo.
Smart shot. She gets up there fully extended and able to hit that ball deep into the corner.
Simo, the most experienced player in this championship for the Bruins. Set point, UCLA.
Right, do it.
And Simo wins the set for UCLA. So UCLA has now secured the opening set on all 5 courts. You have to win 3 courts to win the duel, and UCLA looking good at the end of the first set on all 5 courts. Ray and Quaid are 3 points from giving UCLA its first point of this duel. They won the first set 21-16. They're up 18-17 here. Now it's tied 18-all.
Well, that was a tough play by Quaid trying to bump set that ball back and ends up sending it over the net.
UCLA. UCLA came into the championships with momentum as they won the Pac-12s last weekend, defeating USC. USC had come into that tournament ranked #1 in the nation. This Bruins team has been ranked anywhere from 1 to 4. They're the #1 seed. But right now this is an elimination duel as they got caught up in the LMU train yesterday.
They sure did. Everybody did. LMU, just the freight train going straight ahead.
19-all. It'll be match point or set point at the conclusion of this next one. Johansson talking to that official about adjusting that line. It's a big serve here. Perfectly placed, and it is match point for the fours.
I talk about Murray, so good at siding out, sees the court so well. So if they're serving, they're going to keep going after her. She's going to be able to score.
This match will continue. Oh, wait a minute.
There was a call.
Well, the call went against Cal Poly. I could not see what the official said. Is it a double contact?
Take a look. It was either a double contact on that play or something with the pokey, but that looked
went in
fine.
the net.
Oh,
she went in the net. Yeah, net violation. So it is UCLA on the board now, winning at the fours, and UCLA up 1-0 in this duel. Well, this week's Sunday night baseball game is the series finale between the National League East rivals Phillies and Braves. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the app with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown then over on ESPN2. Another StatCast version that starts at 7 Eastern with analytics-based commentary, on-screen graphics, data, and information. All 5 courts played today here in Gulf Shores. We've already finished one of those courts, so at the fours, Murray and Quaid have given UCLA that 1 point over on the left side of your screen in the overall duel. You win a court, you get a point for your team. Whoever gets 3 points first wins the duel. Every court is in the second set of these 2 out of 3 set matches, and UCLA won the first set on every court. So, Selena, let's head over to the twos.
I think the twos, this is going to be a tough one. Of course, UCLA winning that first set. Now we're all tied up at 14 here on this court. It's critical for Monkhouse and Newberry to push through here.
You can watch each individual court on the ESPN app. The winner of this goes on to play UCLA later today in another elimination duel. LMU and USC coming up in the winner's bracket duel. The winner of that goes right into the national championship duel. And Christine Williamson down on the sand with the twos. Christine.
Yeah, Amy Ozzie and Jalen Lombard really came out in this set on another level. Amy has been yelling, "Let's go," after every single point. But after the last technical timeout, UCLA looked at each other and they said, hey, we don't need to keep doing this. In the first set, they went back and forth, back and forth. They said, let's not do the back and forth thing. Let's push forward. So that's what we're seeing from UCLA right now as they tie the game.
Lombard just got the tie for Cal Poly, 15-all. That first set was so close.
Well, you're just going to see a big difference in demeanor and how they approach the game. UCLA super used to, they talked to Coach Steinmetzger about their breathing and kind of keeping it under control, keeping their emotions kind of leveled. You're going to see on the Cal Poly side a lot of energy, a ton of fire, and it works for both programs and what works for you. And I think that's what you were seeing, Christine, down there on the UCLA side.
Oh, big block, stuffed by Newberry. Yeah, they are students of the Wim Hof breathing method. They've been studying that all year.
It's a big block by Devin Newberry, like you said, those long arms.
It goes out, was it touched? That's the question.
Looks like Jalen Lombard was looking for a net from the block. That's not getting that. Might be talking about it.
The ball went out. It didn't appear to be touched or her in the net. It's Jenny Johnson-Jordan, the icon in the sport of volleyball, leaning in and talking to this team. Jenny Johnson-Jordan, a Hall of Famer in her 6th season as a Bruins assistant coach. Ball back over to the ones. Now the ones of Cal Poly have responded to dropping that first set.
What a rally, both sides battling on defense. That's a cardio event right there.
A cardio event. Easy for me to say. Yeah, just the stamina in this sport. And today, whoever wins this duel has to play again. Today's when you really start to get the advantage of being in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. You have time. You have time to watch, to rest, to wait, and prepare.
And because so many courts are resting at the moment, we're going to take a break and come back for the dramatic finish here in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
That service error keeps Cal Poly alive, but it is still match point here at the twos for UCLA. Lombard and Ozzie with their backs against the wall here. Every point now is a must-win point. And UCLA has taken a 2-0 lead in this duel with Cal Poly as they win at the twos. So here's all 5 courts. Again, UCLA has already won at the 2s and 4s, so they need to just win one more remaining court. You can see each individual court on the ESPN app. But right now, mathematically, UCLA is in a very good position of keeping its season alive and playing LSU later today. So back to the one, Salima, because Cal Poly they're playing better here, Sonny and Gordon.
They are. They're really rallying here, obviously, in the score. We'll see what they're doing, what adjustments they've been making.
That's out. Point UCLA. Bruins only need to win one more remaining court, and they will play again late today against LSU. It's at 6:30 Eastern here on ESPN2. For UCLA to defend its title, they have to come through the elimination bracket.
Go.
I tell you, I like Macy Gordon's game. I like how she moves the ball around. She can stay calm when she needs to, but man, she can get fired up when she needs to as well.
Serve goes out. Point UCLA. Savvy Simo, a player that we've grown used to seeing at these championships. Her dad, Brian, was a NASCAR driver. She says that one of her pre-match rituals is to go on a walk on the beach with her dad before a match. That's out. And a couple of errors from Cal Poly are starting to give some momentum to UCLA.
A nice read there by Simo. She knew where the ball was going and let that ball go long.
Quick on you, up and down here. Out. Let's go.
Big swing. Simo is one of those players for UCLA, Salima, that you just associate with these championships. This event has not been going on that long, and so we've gotten used to seeing the same faces pretty much since we started covering it. It's our first year without the McNamara twins.
You. Behind you. Spin that. Get there. I caught you. Yes!
I love that communication. So easy to hear your partner out here.
It absolutely is. And she says to the net, on the net, she wanted to hit that ball high and deep into the court, wanted it a little bit tighter, not off the net.
Basically, Cal Poly has to win every match remaining to beat UCLA. So UCLA is up 2-0 in the overall duel. Denneberg crushes it.
I love those feet. She gets there, gets that side step to it, gets her feet all the way lined up to the ball. You watch this move here. Look at these last two steps. Gathers and crushes.
I'm going to steal a line from Holly McPeach. She detonates. Love that. Such a cool way to describe a kill. Steinmetzger leaning in, talking to his team. Again, there are 3 courts remaining in action. The 1s, the 3s, the 5s. If UCLA wins any of them, this duel is over because they would have won 3 of the courts. Cal Poly has to win all 3 remaining courts in order to beat UCLA. Well, a team that is closer to securing the duel for UCLA is at the 5s. Powers and Whitmarsh are mathematically 5 points away from giving UCLA the win. Roscoe and Ulrich for Cal Poly, still with a chance to win this set, but they're running out of time, 17-15.
This combination of Powers and Whitmarsh, just consistent, and consistency. Steinmetzger talked about consistency being the key at the 4s and 5s positions. That's the key to them winning, and in the end, when it comes down to it.
Well, teams that are strong at the 4s and 5s have such an advantage because, again, in this sport, every court counts the same. So when you have that depth at the 4s and 5s, it really gives you an advantage. Roscoe from Ontario, Canada, another Canadian playing in this event. Just served. All right, was it touch though? I think they were saying there was a touch.
Yeah,
yes.
Roscoe is saying that was off the block. We'll see who touches this ball first or last for that matter.
That was Powers with the attack.
Ended up on the Cal Poly side, which would indicate.
So the point goes to UCLA.
Court going to UCLA, exactly.
And Powers is going to go back to serve now. Powers, her 2nd season with the Bruins. She's a full-time blocker now. She's technically a freshman, but again, got the extra year. Big swing. The attack. Good by number 31 in black. That's Vanessa Roscoe.
So close. Hey, wait, I like
What
her
a
chance.
swing by Roscoe. She's so good at the net. Big time blocker, can get on it, crank the ball across court.
And that was Aria Mayan, the assistant, walking with them. She was last at this championship as a player for the University of Hawaii. She was actually Ozzy's teammate, who we saw earlier. UCLA can win the duel if they win this match, but Cal Poly is not making it easy. We're tied at 18.
Really nice read and play by Josie Ulrich in the back row, chasing down that ball and then finishing in trans.
It is a must-win set for Cal Poly. The season's on the line in this set. Whitmarsh pushes the lead to 19-18. We're going to 21, win by 2. Whitmarsh comes from a basketball family. Her dad played at University of San Diego. He was also a good volleyball player as well. He played with Mike Dodd on the AVP tour, and they won a silver medal in the Olympics. They missed it.
That's a tough miss. She was going for that shot that was open and available cross court. Just ended up missing it wide.
It is dual point UCLA, a chance for UCLA to stay alive and face LSU. And a timeout is taken. But again, this could be over if UCLA wins that next point. Over to the threes, though. Sparks and Van Winkle are getting close to dual point. Not so fast. Mirich and Whalen at the threes, pull to within 3. All UCLA has to do is win one of these remaining 3 courts, and it's over. That is going to be Cal Poly's point. It was touched off the attack.
Ball hit a little bit wide, and Whalen just putting up some space, taking up space at the net. Forces you to hit around her. She's trying to hit a cut shot. Can't find the court around Mariah Whalen.
Timeout UCLA here at the threes. Again, it is dual point at the 5s, but they're still sitting. The 1s are in action. Now, this is where UCLA won the first set, but it's been Cal Poly with a little advantage here in the second. Savvy-Simo getting ready to serve Denneberg in front of her. Went into that corner. That was a nice serve. And from the serve, it really put UCLA in an excellent position.
It did, and that's where it is. The service pressure makes a big difference. You disrupt the other team's offense, and then all of a sudden you get a ball back that you want, and then you can create what you want with your offense.
So a break in the action. It is dual point at the 5s. If UCLA wins this next point, the duel is over. UCLA has already won at the 2s and 4s. This would be 3 courts going their way, and that's what it takes in beach volleyball to win.
Line.
Ah, she let it go, and it was good. Still dual point, though.
Ulrich finding that corner and trying to fire up her partner right now. Roscoe back to serve.
UCLA is moving on. The season is extended for the 2-time defending national champions as they beat Cal Poly 3-0. So survive and advance today. We saw LSU win earlier, and now UCLA will face the Tigers later today.
Well, UCLA knew it was a must-win situation. They were confident coming in after a tough loss yesterday against LMU. They want to go back to that championship match, so they have to prepare right now, get their mind right, celebrate a little bit, of course. They're excited to move on, and then get ready for their next match this afternoon.
Well, again, UCLA won the Pac-12s last weekend, defeating USC. They came in with momentum, but LMU shocked the beach volleyball world yesterday by upsetting UCLA.